Hey, what's up, guys? It's Austin here, Nexiumin, and I'm giving you behind the scenes pretty much about how I did this Ground Zeroes map without even the game coming out. I don't even have the game yet. So, well, I'm gonna get things started pretty quickly here. When I first started the map, it was pretty much super flat, all green, and this part here where I'm at is where I first started. I actually started building down. As you can see, the water is about a couple blocks down, whereas to about towards the center of the map on the bottom is where I stopped, because I was like, you know what, why don't I just pour water on top and just build up, since it's going to be up anyway. So that's exactly what I did. And how I did this was I tried to find a map online through Google Images of Snake pulling up the map, but I couldn't find anything at the time. So I went on YouTube and I played one of the gameplay videos, and where he brings up his iDroid map is where I paused it, I zoomed in, or I print screened, then I went to Photoshop, zoomed in, blew it up, and I printed it out and I put it on a book, my Skyrim guidebook that's like 1,200 pages. It's like a Bible, but I pretty much taped it on there and sat it next to my computer, and then I just kind of thought, okay, you know, I'm going to build here, build here, build here. I think it's this big, it should be good enough, and I'm going to build it this big, and then still go, and it looks like it's starting to go around this way and this way, and then I went, crap, I'm a little too close to the edge. This isn't going to look right. Well, I'm not going to back away now. I only have a little over a month to do this. So that's pretty much what I did. I started carving it out, and I got to about, like I said, towards the end. See how it's 1, and then it starts going 2 here. Well, now I can't see underwater. That's where I stopped and thought, you know, why don't I just build up? And that's what I did. So I went, okay, let me finish here. What the hell? Anyways, we are going to pretty much just do the outline, and that's what I thought to myself. We, as in me and my imagination, because my imagination's out of this world, as my friends say. So I thought, okay, maybe this will be good enough. I actually had to redo this part because I felt that it was a little too short, so I extended it just a little bit. And this place is hollow, just so you guys know. At this part, I had to extend it. This was when I was building the structures. I had to extend as like, crap. Well, at least, you know, I actually did pretty damn good. I only had to extend it just maybe 40 to 50 blocks. But, I mean, this went all the way. I mean, I don't know. I think it's 400 blocks. Maybe not even that. But, I mean, as you can tell, that's how far I've gotten. And from the center, I'm 171 plus the 0 plus whatever's out. I think it's 400 by 400. But, and it's about a little above 50. I think it's 52, 53 blocks high is how high I put this. I mean, it's on an island. Snakes climbing up the mountains, so I figured, you know, this should be high enough. But yeah, I basically did by guessing. I'm guessing this is how high above the water is in Ground Zeroes. I don't know. I don't have the game. I'm basing it off pictures and basing it off my guessing. Yeah, 400 blocks. 400 plus minus 32 and negative 100 minus or plus the 4. So almost 600 blocks is how big this thing is, and 50 blocks high. Now, I started to add, like, make it look like there's rocks, but I know it goes out more than that. but I'll explain later. I didn't have enough time. I was actually a little behind schedule because of work. I had to do this while I was at work. But, I picture him, Snake starting up here. He climbs up and he does whatever his thing, kept you waiting, huh? Which he kind of sounded bored when it came to Kiefer Sutherland. He sounded bored, like he was reading it, and he was, kept you waiting, huh? Come on, man. But anyways, that tower there was actually shorter because, I was still a noob at this. I was introduced to this in the middle of January. And I had my own tutorial map, and I started my first survival map. And then I went to a friend's place, saw his created map, and it had Mario, it had Sonic. It was awesome. It was friggin' awesome. And so I said, I want my own. Being a creative guy, I like creating stuff, so let me think of something. So I create a map, but I don't know what to do. Then I got a notification on my phone, news update from IGN. It, pretty much said, update, new news or new information on Ground Zeroes. And I went, that's what I'm going to make. I'm going to make a Metal Gear Solid map, and then I'm going to include Ground Zeroes into it. And then I look at this, going, crap, that took more than half of the map. So I'm going to have to do just a couple of things. I can't do the other maps because Metal Gear Solid 1's decently big. It'd probably take almost all the green up top. And Peace Walker it's definitely bigger than this map. So that's out of the question. I will probably just make Peace Walker and put it under this area, because this Ground Zeroes, my Minecraft recreation of Ground Zeroes, is a hollow mountain. It'd take me months to fill this mountain. Just the shell of it on top and around the sides. I did the calculator by it's not exact, but it's at least 60,000 blocks that I did. You figure one part would be 100 or maybe 200 blocks one way, 50 blocks high, and then X amount of blocks this way. Multiply that by how much? Overall, on average, the median, I'm not good at math, but I would say, the biggest part from left to right is over 500. At least over 400, at least over 500. Multiply that by 400. And the median, some of the part looks less than half. So let's say the median's about 210 blocks. 210 blocks times 210 blocks times 50. I don't know the number. I don't have a calculator out, but all I know is it was a lot of damn blocks, and it took many days just to even do the outside shell of it, not the structures whatsoever. And the water, I had to do. Well, water was simple, but some of the parts, like I said, where I'm at here, it was actually shorter. It was actually up to here instead of the outside. That's there now, but it was actually around here, and I had to extend. It's like, it don't look too right. It looks a little short. So, anyway, now that I got that out of the way, I decided to do this part, which actually took me a full day. Granted, I work rotating shift work. I work 8 hours a day, 7 days in a row. It's not 7 days a week, but I get my days off, but it's just not enough. I got other things going on too. I got my bills to pay. I got a girlfriend, and I do things with her, and I talk to my mom. She's over 3,000 miles away. I got quite a few things going on. I got to keep my car going up. I got stuff around the house to do, like laundry and food and grocery shopping, and having fun other than gaming and being the girlfriend, like going out. All this factored in me doing this. So it took me about, when I sat down, it probably took me about a couple of hours to do this, because I was trying to imagine. I kept going back to the pictures. Okay, it's kind of like this. Here when he starts, You know, he hides kind of like behind a rock a little bit where that thing is. In the game, that's probably further than it is in Minecraft here. And then he goes down here, and it's like up a little mountain, but you know, you're working with blocks here. You're not working with circles and slanted pieces and all that. And I had to use soul sand because it was the closest thing to the color of the rock. I mean, at least during nighttime. And he comes up, and he goes up, and he goes something like this, where he's got kind of a little bit of a cliff over him to the right, and he goes over here, and I know for sure, I know it's closer than where he is now, but I try to go back and change things. Like that was shorter. I made it taller, but to change it, I mean, it's just so many things. It's not perfect. I know it's not perfect. It's probably not too much close to perfect, but it's damn pretty good for someone who doesn't have the game yet, and basing it off pictures and creating his own, what he thinks how tall this is. So, and this, I mean, it's different material, but this is supposed to be the like the sandbags and the center blocks that they use in construction. Kids probably wouldn't know, but at least teenagers and above would know that. But that's what that's supposed to be. Like I said, you're working with blocks here. I know some towers were metal, some towers were wood, so I did the best I could to make it look like that. I mean, I know it's not that many wooden pieces going up and down, left and right. It looks like a lot of junk there, but like I said, I did the best that I could think of. Someone out there is probably going to watch this video and try and do better. My hat's off to you, because this definitely was a stressful project. I know towards the end of my last video I put some skeletons in. I did it in creative mode, not survival, because I mean, my hearts weren't there. I wasn't getting hurt, but I kind of had to improvise a little bit. Granted the time, I wanted to release this before Ground Zeroes came out. That way, when Ground Zeroes did come out, some people might think, oh, well, you know, he kind of copied it. It makes it more interesting because, wow, he doesn't... I mean, I'm just a regular guy. I have a job. I have a girlfriend. I mean, I don't work anywhere. I don't work at IGN. I don't work at GameSpot. I don't work at Kojima Productions. I'm not a game developer. I don't get like first hands on before the general public gets it. So I did the best I could, solely based off the video gameplays on YouTube and making pictures out of that, basically. So, you know, I'll take you on a little tour here. Where am I at? Wow, 12 minutes. Well, I hope I can fit this on YouTube. These were actually a lot smaller than... They were probably half the size. So I had to redo this too. With the little time I had. This was a lot shorter. Actually, those things were about here. I mean, that's how short it was. And in the game, obviously, the light towers are not as tall as you are. So I try to make it a little bit more realistic. They're probably taller than that in game. You know, you figure this is how tall I am. They're probably taller than that. But at least these are supposed to be the tents. Yes, I know there is the yellow wool, but it's just not the same color. This was the closest color I could get it, so I did. I know it's not the same material. It's not made of sand. It's made of cloth, but I am more on the side of color and shape. So that's, I mean, wool. There's no way I can make it look like a tent unless I made it probably 3 or 4 times bigger. But the tents are nowhere even near like that. So, long pause there. I was checking something. Now the towers were pretty ridiculous hard because I don't know how many retries I had to do. But again, in game, in the actual Metal Gear Solid game, Ground Zeroes, it's probably a tad bit taller, but I'm pretty confident it's probably around the general size of the radio tower there. And same with this one. I know when I went and looked back, this was definitely not behind the fence this far. It was probably here. And I know there's a little hill here too. But I tried to do something here. I know I kind of messed up. It probably doesn't look like that. But Again, that was towards the beginning, when I was still experiment with things. I know it's not this thick, the fence, but again, you're on the PS3 version, you're only granted one color of this fence. So I mean, that's the best I could do. And this, I tried, okay, well, there's the fence, and this will count as like the barbed wire that's on top. So that's what I had. I mean, that's what I thought would be best. And this part, I know it's short. It's short, and it doesn't look right. I mean, it doesn't look like that in the actual game or on the actual map that I was basing it off of. But I mean, the place was already laid out, so I had to do what I had to do. I mean, it's probably not even that thick either. You know, these tents you can enter, but they're 6 blocks by 8 by 2, and then the steps on top. And again, these are hollow as well. I probably had decent time to do that, but again, some things I needed to do, like this tower here, the metal towers that are around, is the only tower with the single step. I mean, the rest of them have the double step. Because when I looked at this part where Big Boss, he comes around here, you know, he takes the 2 guys out, then he comes, he looks, and he shoots that guy out there. That's my little forklift. It's the best I could do. Anyway, you know, he comes up here, and I realized, well, okay, it's more wide. So then I did the double steps from here on out. I have no idea what's in here. I could have put stuff in there, but I left it blank. I'm still debating whether or not to put stuff in there after I get the Metal Gear Solid game on the 18th of March. But I think I'm leaning towards to no. I mean, this is it. I'm pretty much done. But yeah, this probably could have been a couple blocks taller, because when I did this screenshot here to match it with the other one, those were definitely a little bit taller and a little bit more round towards the top. But hey, it's close enough, and I'm satisfied. I'm pretty happy with it. This here, again, most of the buildings are pretty empty. I mean, it took a while. This here, I thought it was just straight dirt here, but it wasn't, because when Snake comes up here, gets his guy, then comes in the helicopter, then he's up and he's shooting stuff, you know, and he comes this way, you know, he starts swerving with the helicopter, he's like, da 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 da, boom, that tower explodes, and then he comes, you know, over here, and then, you know, the couple times where he's looking this way, I paused it, and then I noticed there was, you know, this is supposed to be their little minigun. It looks awful, I know, but that's the closest I can get it. I thought it was green, but I think it's silver. But whatever. And the TNTs are supposed to be the explosive barrels. I didn't put it too high, because in the Ground Zeroes pictures that from I saw, it's just red on top, white in the middle, and red on the bottom, just like the TNT. So I just left it as just 1 block high. Again, it's like that. Those are supposed to be the air conditioning units. You know, I spent a good chunk of time working on this alone. I mean, I put the fence up and I just left that. I didn't even do the tower, none of that. I just kept working on this. I spent quite a few days just on this alone. Those are supposed to be the tires that sit on top, you know, the wood pallets, I guess the ammo crates or whatever. And this is supposed to be the garage door, or whatever door that the forklifts go into. The forklifts look a little tall, but again, probably could be a little bit taller. But I improvised. You know, he comes up here, he goes up the steps, and that's supposed to be the chair, and that's supposed to be the desks. I know those are toolboxes though. Gets the picture, boom, gets spotted, comes up here, and that's what I did that picture. And then that's like that. You know, I was doing this stuff here, which was pretty simple. I mean, it's very repetitive, just in different patterns. And that's supposed to be that round little water tower, I guess, that they have there. Those are supposed to be little water barrels and whatnot. I double did it again. Shame on me. I never even touched... I mean, this was all still flat. I mean, from this was all flat and this high. I mean, you can tell just from the soul sand right there that I had it all the way out. So I had to destroy all that stuff and refill it back with dirt and try to fill like a little mountain that they have there with the trees or whatever. And then their radio tower here, which I didn't finish. I just realized now I just didn't finish. Damn it. You'll see why I say I didn't finish. This part is where he comes down. He puts the C4 here, and he comes this way, and he hangs off, and the tank goes over him. And I know it doesn't look like that, but again, I finished it on the 13th, and I wanted to get the video on the 14th, and I didn't have much time, and I had to go to work, so this is what I could get. And the friend of mine that introduced me to Minecraft, Ryan, he gave me the idea to use glows, because actually I had torches on top, and he gave me the idea of glow sticks. So credit goes to him for giving me this glow thing, glow cube, glow box, whatever it's called, idea. Another thing is, I know this is supposed to go uphill, but then I would have to recreate all of that uphill, so I decided to just leave it flat. I know there's a couple more things here, but I know he's here and he's shooting the guys, and the tank comes out of that thing way over there towards the center. But when he's here, that big tall building in the back right there, I imagine it was that tall. I mean, in the tower there that's there. I said, okay, well the wall must be this tall, the tower must be this tall, and it must be this much shorter. I used the satellite picture that he brings up when he's in the tower when he first gets spotted after he gets the cassette tape. Yeah, I pretty much used that. It's towards the end of the video. You'll see where it shows the overview map. I based that off of this. I took the shadows, how big the shadows told me how tall those walls and the buildings were. Yeah, it depends on where the sun is, but I figured the sun was facing this way would be north. I would say the sun was about there. So the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So it was probably about 10 o'clock in the morning. About 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. So I did my best judgment. I wanted to do a helicopter, but I didn't have enough time again. So I had to destroy all the soul sand and replace it with stone, because that was the closest thing that I could get to, concrete. This is supposed to be the green tarp that hangs over the wall with barbed wire fence. That's the tower. I try to make it a little round, but wow, that looks bad. Again, radio tower. Like I said, the one over there by the prison camp. Why I say I didn't finish, and I just realized this is why. These things. Here, I know there's a gate here, and it's either the gate's brown or over here is brown on the wall. But I imagined, a tank came out of here, so it's obviously got to come from somewhere. Either they just sit here, or maybe they come through here. But if they come through here, how can they get through here with all this junk in the way? So I just put the brown there in case if it was a door. Again, in the buildings, I did all the floors. I just left it empty because I don't know what's in there. And in all the towers are all the stairs. It goes up spirally, kind of like a square spiral stair. And again, this building's empty. I couldn't see, so I saw like little speckles. So I thought, okay, this must be the wall. This must be like, a container you see on the back of tractor trailers or on the trains. This must be ammo crates, more ammo crates that are brown. So I improvised and did what I thought. I figured there might have been a door here, and then I did another radio tower. These are empty. I wasn't exactly sure what was this, so I figured maybe this is a port where they put trucks and they put stuff in there. I don't know. Again, I don't have the game. I could have done more with this area probably, but it's the best I could do. Inside some of these, I put some things in there like this. How in some army I mean, this is what I think in the U.S. Army, how the beds are like that. I've seen in movies, so I kind of base it off what I felt or what movies were. And I didn't even do that one. Wow. Okay. I skipped one. But yeah, those are those. I did one where one was a library. I think this one's a chemistry lab or science lab, and this one is just, a miscellaneous. While this here I made into like a tool shop, like saws and hammers or axes, and again another one of those. And this was like, clothes, laundry, whatever. I don't know. A kind of a neat thing I did was I made like a cafeteria kind of thing, where it was a plant, and then there's tables where you eat. Yeah, it's a lot of people on base for that little table, but again, according to the map, the building was about this size. That's supposed to be stoves and a cabinet box, a couple beds. I don't know, and that's supposed to be a fridge. Yeah, let's get some saws to eat, brother. That's like, I know, a stop where trucks come in, I guess. And yeah, okay. And here I created my own Metal Gear, and I call it Metal Gear Flare. Yeah, it's books, I guess, what went on, went through it. Science labs to make chemical weapons or whatever. That's supposed to be like a blast ray, kind of like the railgun, but not the railgun. That's supposed to be like the Gatling gun, and that's supposed to be the rocket launcher. But he looks like an ant standing up, kind of. I guess those are supposed to be propellers or rockets. No, I mean not rockets, but I mean like jetpack to make him fly, like in Metal Gear Zeke. What else? I think that's about it. Oh, I filled this up. There's a couple Easter eggs in here. Well, not Easter eggs. Maybe Easter eggs. Like this. What's that tell you? This is a hint. I made a smiley face. That's a hint. And this is a hint. 2015, 18, 2221, 19, 2157. It's a code. If you can decode it and let me know what it is, I will let you help me in my next projects, which may or may not be Minecraft. Some are Minecraft and some are not Minecraft, but I definitely have some projects up my sleeves. But other than that, there you have it. I mean, that's pretty much how I did it. I based off pictures, I printed them out, I had them side by side. I guessed how tall buildings were or structures were based on, their shadows, and some pictures. Most of this place was through gameplay video where you can see, and some of it worked, which was mostly over there. But I mean, that's basically my behind the scenes of making this map. I did it all by myself. I mean, other than the glow things here, which my friend did, everything I did by myself. And it's recreated by me. The actual game I recreated from was Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes Camp Omega, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you Konami and Kojima for great games for inspiring me to do this. Thank you Minecraft. Marcus Persson and staff at 4J and Mojang Studio. I wouldn't have this video if you guys obviously didn't come out with Minecraft put on PS3. Thanks to all my subscribers and viewers, and you guys have a great day and enjoy yourselves.